Hello, and again, welcome to Bit Depth. I'm Santiago Ramones. Across from me is...
Mylo Sonder.
Who are you? What do you do?
Well, hi. I'm glad you asked me that question. My name is Mylo. Mylo Sonder. I play in the band Pabu. I am the lead guitar player. I'm also kind of just a local Oklahoma musician. Been doing it for a while. Was in a couple bands, and I just like having fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I brought you on here because I feel like every long conversation we've had has been really good.
We always go in depth.
Yeah. And that is the point of this podcast.
Yeah.
So
it's depth, bit depth. I got you.
There you go.
I'm on. We're on.
All right. So, how did you get started on music?
So, I actually got started pretty late on actually like playing music. My dad was a choir geek, which is really weird if you ever see my father because he doesn't look like he is.
Sure.
But he also has like really weird taste in music. It's really funny. His best of like Spotify was Post Malone. That was his number one artist of the decade. And I'm like, Dad, you're 51.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just like Post Malone. Like, and you're like, fair enough, Dad. You're trendier than
How long
than I
till
am.
your dad goes in on a face tattoo?
Oh, dude. Look, I would pay money for my dad to get just a tattoo.
Right.
A face tattoo. My mom would probably she would probably have a heart attack, and I don't want to do that to my mom. So
fair enough.
But started with music is so my dad put me in choir a whole bunch. I didn't really like choir. People said I had an okay voice. I just wasn't. I just wasn't super into music. I kind of just wanted to, I always wanted to be on stage, though. I could tell you that from the very beginning. It's like I always wanted to be on stage, and I just felt comfortable performing in front of people. And like I used to do kind of like monologues when I was a kid, and just kind of do kind of artsy performance stuff like that. I didn't get into honestly, I didn't really get into music until high school because my music, I was pretty sheltered, and so like my grasp at the popular music that wasn't Christian worship songs were like Fall Out Boy.
Sure.
Like I was able to like find somebody who had a CD of Fall Out Boy, and I love Fall Out Boy, and like the Foo Fighters, Color and the Shape, like that was over for me. I love that album. But so like in high school, I started to like really get into music. I just moved here from El Paso. It was like in the middle of the year. Like didn't really like have a whole lot of friends, so I just like just go deep. Just went deep into music, and I wanted to play guitar like Carlos Santana. And
it's a great influence to have,
dude. like people always like are like, really, Santana? It's like, yeah, dude. He was the one that like got me into like playing guitar. And if you listen to my playing, you'll hear some Santana licks in there. I throw them in a lot, actually. But really, like once I found the guitar, I was like, oh, this is just kind of like this just feels good. And so every day after school was just like practice. Like literally from the minute I got there, I might eat something, I might not, I don't know. Until my mom was like, shut up, go to bed. All right. And then I'll play my acoustic for another kind of hour, and stay up until however long playing video games or whatever. And just, and that was just my life in high school.
Yeah.
Like
high school is the time to do that though.
Dude, I wish, like, I don't wish I did more because I think I did it plenty. I wish I would have focused on other like aspects of the music stuff. But then like I found so much of myself and so much of like my artistic side of me. Yeah. Just in the fact like the high school, because I had nothing else to do besides just play music, and I loved it. And I could tell you all the phases I went through where it was just like, oh hey, I'm super into this like random Japanese band. Oh, now I'm into like this black metal Swedish group that like have bagpipes. and I can't remember what the name of that band is, but that band was awesome. I have it somewhere on my iPod Classic, and just ambient stuff. I was super into post rock, and so like, yeah, I just it was just kind of weird. Like I just kind of fell into music because it was just like it just felt like home to me. And then once I figured out that that's what I wanted to do, like I just wanted to just be a musician, I just threw everything in that basket. And so like started out playing playing worship stuff in high school because that's honestly it's people talk trash about it, but it's really is one of the best ways for a young musician to really get comfortable with being in a band setting or playing songs.
On stage.
Yeah, on stage especially. I actually got kicked out of a church once because I was dancing too much. So,
what?
Yeah, it's a long story, but yeah, it was a Baptist church, and I like. For those who don't know me, I'm very, very mobile on stage. And even in a church environment, I'm not running around, but I'm definitely moving.
Yeah.
And apparently some old grandma had just had a fit and decided to tell the pastor that I should not be playing there anymore. And I didn't. And I went to play at other places, and I had a great time.
They didn't deserve you anyways.
That's what I said. But I was so mad, dude. Yeah. I was so mad when I heard that. I was like, what? I'm just being me.
Yeah.
Why can't I just be me? And then
got led by the Spirit, man.
Yeah. I exactly, man. I was moving.
So, and I mean, I know I normally ask people, their influences beginning, but since I know you and I are both nerds, what was the nerdy stuff that you were into at that time too? Because it's more than just the music, it's also the anime, the video games.
Okay. So I found my favorite anime of all time in high school during this time, Gurren Lagann. And Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite just shows ever. But the character of Kamina really resonated with me, and for a long time, I still want to. At some point, I need to get. I want to get it in kanji. I want to get his saying where it's who the hell do you think I am?
Yeah.
I wanted to get that so bad someplace. I just don't know. I don't trust the translations on Google. And,
right.
And I was like, do I want to risk it? But if
you know any Japanese friends,
yeah, exactly,
have them check it out for you first.
Exactly. So I just need to make some more Japanese friends.
I know a couple.
Yeah. Well, shoot, send them my way. But yeah, so Gurren Lagann, I found the anime that I hate was Desert Punk. Have you ever watched Desert Punk?
No, I haven't.
Look, some people really like it. I think it's the biggest waste of time I've ever experienced. And this is me as a sophomore in high school. I just I could not get into this any less. Which the concept was cool because it was a post-apocalyptic society where this guy is a bounty hunter and he's he's one of the best bounty hunters, but then he turns out he's kind of a little bit of a klutz, and he's also just super horny about everything just because it's a Japanese show. And it just there's stuff that I liked about it, but then all the other characters, it's just I need to have good characters in my show. And
it sounds like bad Trigun.
Yes, that is the perfect explanation, because Trigun is one of the most amazing shows ever.
Yeah,
hands down, top anime, especially for that 90s era.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Desert Punk. I just couldn't do it. But I mean, I just all the anime stuff, a lot of the action stuff. Soul Eater, another thing. Rewatched a bunch of Death Note and that stuff. I was also super into playing Black Ops 2 at the time.
Okay.
I think just I'm my Call of Duty phase. It was Call of Duty and Battlefield, Bad Company 2. That's the one.
Oh yeah.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 is also phenomenal, and I missed that game.
Yeah. Good story mode too.
It had good quality, again, characters.
Yeah.
It was just fun. Also, the multiplayer maps were so cool because you got the maps were destructive and everything else. The first time you're like we're playing on this map and we can blow that building away.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know. It was just cool, especially like a high school kid. But yeah, and like I would get really really nerdy about the music I was listening to because some of my top, like if we're talking about influences, my top 2 influences with guitar have always been John Frusciante and Nels Cline.
Okay.
So if you don't know who they are, John Frusciante from Red Hot Chili Peppers and Nels Cline, mostly known for Wilco, and also he's phenomenal in Wilco. He's just a phenomenal guitar player, but does a bunch of other kind of side stuff, and his side stuff is really interesting because it's all jazzy.
Sweet.
Like super super kind of out there jazz stuff, and like he uses a lot of effects, but he uses a lot of effects along with like really
extended
good phrasing,
harmony and stuff like
exactly. And he would use stuff like he would use kind of these little microphones or these toys and put them in the pickups, and you get different sounds out of them. Cool. And he would like how he used the looper was insane. Yeah. I'm just talking nerdy about all that stuff. But there was one thing that I think is my favorite piece of like art I've ever found. There's a video, and I can't remember the exact name of it because it's basically like a whole time, but it's Nels Cline with this one painter, and the paint Nels Cline's just doing background stuff. He's just making weird sounds, but the guy who's actually painting, he basically takes one image, puts it on a canvas, or it's not really a canvas. It's kind of like it's kind of like a stretched canvas.
Okay.
And there's like a light behind it, and he would just like paint on this, but he would just like paint like an image, and then he'll go and he'll cover that image and make another image out of it. And it's just it's like an ever changing kind of like sound with this painting. I thought that was the coolest.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And that was like the stuff I was into. Like I was straight edge in high school, but like the stuff I listened to, people were like, wow, you do a lot of the hard stuff. But nope.
Yeah. Music is the drug, as the many emo teenagers said.
Truth.
Yeah. At what point did you like leave school and you go, music is what I want to do as my life?
So, I mean, I'm a pretty much all or nothing kind of guy for a lot of things, and especially at that time. And once I realized how much I love music and how much where it was just like this makes me happy. I feel more comfortable. I feel so much more comfortable on stage playing music in front of people than I do in my daily life talking around. Yeah. Like it's such a weird like dichotomy just to like to deal with, because you're just like, I'm big and boisterous on stage and super loud and like, you know, I like have a lot of energy. Then outside it's like, oh, I'm just kind of quiet and chill, I just kind of like do my own thing. But once in high school, after I like really tried to like was doing the worship stuff and just like I just really just like had this gut feeling like this is what I'm supposed to do. And so my first kind of like me kind of feeling that way was probably about 11th, 12th grade is when I was like, okay, this is what I kind of want to do. Yeah. And like I had all these plans and none of the plans actually happened because I could never follow through with them and a bunch of stuff. And then go off to college. And for college, I kind of am trying to do both a music and film stuff because I'm really, really into movies and script writing and videography. And I would love, I still would love to make a short film at some point, but I went to school in Dallas to go play music and do this movie stuff. Realized that school in particular was just not for me. Yeah. I just didn't like it. I didn't particularly like living in Dallas either. I made some great friends, but like everything kept on calling me to come back here and learn about the Oklahoma music scene and play in the in this scene, play in where I feel most at home, and just kind of learn from it. And so that's kind of just what I did. After my first semester at DBU, I basically was like, nah, I'm good. And I just went to ACM, as I feel a lot of musicians, a lot of local musicians my age in Oklahoma seem to do. Went there, joined my band Reg. They're my first band because of ACM, and that band probably was one of my favorite bands I've been in.
Yeah.
Found my other band MBS through ACM too, and pretty much it's just been like I've just kind of been in that cycle.
You're in it.
Yeah, I'm just here, man.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
So do you write your own lyrics, or do you sort of collaborate with the other band members? I mean, you also mentioned that you're in Pabu, and that's kind of a different project for you.
Yeah. So Pabu's actually Pabu's really cool because Ben Yates, our lead singer, he's also the our second guitar player and majority songwriter, because he's already had these songs. He has these songs written out, and they're like incredible songs. And it's weird because all the parts that he writes are very similar to parts I would write. Yeah. So I know it doesn't take a lot for me to like tweak them to where it sounds like me, because it's just like, I just got to do like one note, and then boom, I'm here. So that one, I don't do a whole lot of writing with it. I'll write my parts if needed. And there's also, I also help work on kind of turning, basically making a set for a live show. But songwriting stuff, that's all been for Pabu. Yeah. For Reg, I had one song where I was kind of one of the main driving forces of that song, which was Too Hot to Handle. And that's one of the songs I'm super, super proud of. But I didn't really come up with the lyrics. I just kind of came up with a skeleton, I would think of it. And then in MBS, I wrote majority of the songs and the lyrics. And some of those songs I've just been had since high school. While doing that stuff. And then we just kind of vamped it, and Michelle would, throw her little twist on stuff and everything. But I'm just kind of like, it's just kind of a concoction of what happens.
Whatever the group needs.
Yeah, exactly. And what I find to be my strength is I'm really good at coming up with great hooks or with like good guitar lines. So that's just kind of where my strengths lie. And so if finding people that I can do that with, makes it a whole lot easier to just make really cool songs, and I just like find my strength in those stuff.
Heck yeah. We kind of talked about some of your influences as you were starting out. What are your biggest influences now?
I mean, a lot of my stuff hasn't really. It's weird because it's not like I don't have any influences, because I do. Yeah. But the majority of what I feel my sound comes from is, I think it comes from like just kind of the music that's just around me at the time. Yeah. And then like nothing that particular stands out. Like I could say probably the biggest influence on me right now is a band called Into It Over It. I don't know if you know who they are. They're it's actually one dude, Evan, I can't remember his last name, and it turned into a band, but it was like one thing where he kind of writes the songs. And he plays in this open tuning, and I kind of learn, and like that, this open tuning I use for a lot of stuff, especially a lot of my like own things. I feel like I sound like myself whenever I use this certain tuning, and that's I kind of got from him, but I don't play it like him, so I can't even say like he's like that's a super big influence.
But the thought is there.
Yeah, but just like because of just kind of like the way that I kind of absorb music and kind of like spit it back out is sort of like that. So I could say, there's a lot of like post-hardcore stuff that I really like. The Dance Gavin dances. There's Polyphia, who I dig. I don't play like them, but I hear myself taking just like tiny bits of their stuff, and then just kind of throwing it into my pot and just kind of stirring it up and kind of trying to make find myself in the music that I'm making, which is it's kind of been a big struggle for me to just like be myself, and so now that I'm kind of focused on it, it's a really cool feeling to kind of really come into I don't know, just kind of like making something that that only you could make. Yeah, maybe someone can sound like you, but they're not. It's not going to be exactly like how you think of it. And
Heck yeah. Do you have a goal for your career?
I'll say this: I have a couple of goals that I would like to achieve. But I don't have any career goals.
Sure.
I should say. With music, I had that for a long time where I was like, I need to make this. If I don't make this by this time, then I'm just gonna just like kill myself. Because why? Because what's the point in not reaching this goal? But then I realized that no, the point is that you like music.
Yeah.
And so my whole goal is to keep that mentality of why I'm writing music, why I'm playing music, why these shows are fun to me, and then, but as for more I don't even say tangible stuff, but as like a dream of mine, is, so this is this sounds going to be like it's off tangent, but the band Code and Cambria, right? Love that band. That band's incredible. They have this one. They did these 4 nights in New York, and every night they played one of their albums in its entirety.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So on the second night, the first song off of their album, Secret of Silent Hill 3.
Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth?
Yeah, Silent Earth 3, yeah. That song, there's one big like just kind of like big just whoa parts.
Yeah.
And I saw this video when once the crowd it's their turn to go and their lights come on and you just see everyone just going nuts and screaming those lyrics.
Yeah.
And everything. That's something I want. That's a dream of mine. Is I want to have a crowd going crazy for
something that you wrote.
Yeah, for my band's lyrics, and they're screaming it back at me. That I think is one of those moments to where I'm I don't know if I'm gonna hold back tears because it's just something that I've always wanted to have, and I've had bits and pieces of it, but it's never been to the extent of the music that we're making is moving people, and it's making them they're forgetting about going home. They're forgetting about their debt that they have or whatever. Right now they're in this moment and they're screaming because that's this is the place that they want to be. It touched them in a way that nothing else really can, because music is such a cool I don't know, man. I'm just gushing about music, guys.
No, it's there was a quote from someone in grad school that my teacher was reading, and just the phrase self-forgetting at oneness is and that's what you just described.
No, dude, but I just like to think about those deep things. I think that's why I like whenever we talk, because I can just go in deep and you're just right there with me. You're like, yeah, man, let's that really existential thing that you're talking about. Yeah, cool.
Oh, don't you worry. We are getting to even deeper.
Dude, I'm ready for it.
But I guess 2 more specific music questions. What's a hurdle that you've gotten over in the past musically, and what's something that you're still working on?
I think a hurdle that I've gotten over is that I am much less controlling. Is one of the biggest things was that sometimes I would feel like I know more than someone else, or like my passion is greater than the passion that are, my bandmates around me. And of course, they're like, well, they're not going to do it. Well, then I'm just going to do it. And so then like I kind of take charge and like, and to some extent you need that in a band, that you need to have someone who's like a guiding force.
Yeah.
But there's a way to do that, to not alienate your bandmates and to cause a good atmosphere, and not, not to be called a tyrant.
Right.
Which has taken me a long time, because I'm just, you
have a lot of passion.
Yeah, exactly. And also I felt like I've grown up just a lot more. You just keep on growing, you keep on realizing like, hey, I'm not perfect at any, like, I'm not even saying that I'm perfect. It's like, I'm not the best at this thing. I'm not even close to the best. So what makes me worthy to tell you, hey, you're doing this wrong?
Right.
It's like, or in a way that's condescending and telling you that you're stupid. And so that's something that I'm proud of myself that I'm over. But I will say I am still struggling with sometimes compromising with certain things. Like for so my I'll say this. So me and my girlfriend, actually, we write music together. She's not really a musician to say. I think that she's a beautiful voice, but she's never been like formally trained. She's kind of had a little bit of piano training, and we've kind of talked with guitar a little bit, but she has really cool lyrics, like really, really cool lyrics. And I think that she has a gorgeous voice. And so we just kind of write songs together. But because she's not a musician, sometimes it's difficult for me to kind of like compromise and be like, because she'll say like, hey, what if we do it like this? And instead of me being like, yeah, let's do that, I'd be like, no, that's just,
it's hard. There's a wrong now.
It's like a, man, I've never done this before. Well, this feels weird. No, we should do it like this, because that's how I like. I know how to do it. But realizing that the way that she's doing it is not bad.
Right.
It's not. There's not a negative reason for her to do it. It's not a negative reason for me to act the way that I'm acting. But it's just like I just got to like pull myself out of. Honestly, just like get my head on my own ass and just like say like, okay, exactly. No, we're here, and we're just making songs and having fun. Like, that's all it needs.
Exactly.
To be.
And there's a really nice thing that comes out of the freshness of like the untrained or uneducated, like formally
the
like
rawness.
The rawness of like, okay, you haven't been studying music for like the past however many years that I have, and your perspective is way different from mine, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah. No, and like I said, like her lyrics are incredible. Like I love just like hearing kind of what she thinks of it. And her melodies, like I hear what she hears, and like I want to do something. I want to make something that works perfectly for that. But it's like, how do I fix my brain so that we can both get exactly we can both get there. You know? Or and it's
it's all communication too.
It is. It is, guys.
What's something people don't understand about music, about doing music, or doing it?
I think a lot of people don't really understand I wouldn't even say the stress that comes with the music, because I think that people understand that it could be stressful, but I don't think people understand what musicians do, why musicians do certain things with either with how they act with musicians around them, or what is kind of like expected of them, or kind of maybe even what they feel kind of negative about.
Yeah.
You know, there's sometimes where I look at a band on stage and I think one of two things. I think I'm never going to be that good, and I'm just jealous and like I just want to quit. And then there's the other half of me that's like, yeah, I'm better than that guy. It's like, but both of those things are not helping me.
Right.
They're not helping the person on stage. They're on stage doing what they're going to do, and it's either going to connect with people or it's not. It's not my call to say what they're doing is good or bad.
Sure.
I just need to be worried about, like, whenever I get on stage, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And it's just. But I think a lot of musicians have that where you see something and you are so. You want your accomplishments and your like your songs, or your band or whatever, you want that to succeed so bad.
Yeah.
And when you just see that people do it better than you, do quote unquote, not really, but in your mind that's what you're thinking. It just becomes like a really. It becomes a really negative mindset that will stay with musicians.
Yeah.
And it honestly can really like damage us mentally. And so I think a lot of people don't understand it. Like, hey, why are you sad? They're good.
Right.
It's like,
yeah, we're
don't understand.
Constantly fighting ourselves.
Yeah, it's like, you don't understand. They're not just good. They are amazing. Yeah. I am never going to be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can't.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You absolutely. It's all in your head. It's all in your head, and it's just separating yourself from. I'm going to say this a lot, but it's just separating yourself from your ass.
Yeah.
Because if your head's up your ass, you're not really hearing what people are doing.
Yeah. More broader philosophical questions about music.
Okay.
What is selling out? Is there such a thing?
I think the only way you could truly sell out is if you completely throw your fan base away for money. Like, and I'm not saying that selling out is necessarily a bad thing, because in all actuality, I'm sure a lot of musicians would love. I would say most musicians would love the chance to become to this level where they can make music forever and they don't need to worry about their bills. Mm-hmm. But the part that I have trouble with whenever I see bands that are like, okay, clearly you have a formula and you're just using your formula to get your views so you can meet your quotas so you can continue to buy your fancy cars. And it's like, it's frustrating for the rest of us who are making genuine stuff, who are putting ourselves out there, putting, and not making anything. That's the biggest thing, is that musicians don't make anything until you reach a certain level, and then you make everything. Right. And then that's a whole bunch of other problems.
Sure. Mo money, mo problems.
Yeah. But but like, okay, I'll give you an example of Imagine Dragons. I used to really like Imagine Dragons back in 2013, whenever, like, their first kind of EP. I listen to it now, and it's like I don't resonate with it the same as I did then. But I can still be like, okay, this isn't bad. These songs are from people who genuinely wanted to make these songs. Take it from what's playing on the radio now from Imagine Dragons, and it doesn't sound like the same band. Yeah. But it's but it don't even sound like they're even trying to kind of make something good. It's like they're like, we know that you guys are going to sell as long as we do this certain thing, you guys will love it.
Yeah.
Maroon 5. Maroon 5's first album is incredible. Yeah. Maroon 5 has an amazing roster of musicians, but their song that's on the radio now, The Memories, that's just Canon and D. That is literally just that classical song, and they just wrote it off to, and it's now a pop hit. I'm like, how lazy are you that you can't write your own melody, that you have to take from a classical song?
It's public domain, man.
Exactly. It's like they're doing it, and they're doing it legally. It's fine. It's like in actuality, it's not that big of a deal. Right. I don't really care what Maroon 5 does. If they get money, whatever. But just for me, for my kind of like, if like what I feel guilty is if I got that and then I made really cookie cutter songs, and then all of the people who built me up over the years are now just gone, and I just now have this fan base who's just fickle because they just want me for this like one style of song. They don't really want. They don't want me as an artist. They want the song, and I want the fans who want me as the artist.
Exactly. Which goes into this question: do you separate art from the artist?
Okay. No joke. I had this thought when I was driving up to work today, because there is this one band called Jank. Jank. When I heard them, it was like a Discover Weekly, and I just I fell in love with their sound. Yeah. I loved everything about them, their lyrics, the way that they wrote. The guitar playing especially, it was all I loved it. I posted something about that song on my story, and a friend of mine texted me. He goes, "Hey, just so you know, that band, a lot of people in the scene don't like that band because members have had sexual allegations raised against them." And of course, I'm like, well, I didn't know that. I just like the song. It's like, why is it now my problem that this band makes great songs, but are also like real shit people? But then it's like, but now I always have that thought of I'm listening to this, but I was like, am I supporting them? Am I doing this? So I don't know what the answer is. There's so many things where people are not really playing Michael Jackson as much now after that documentary, and you're just like, but he's an amazing musician. A Roman Polanski with Chinatown. That movie is one of the classic, it is the classic noir movie for sure, but it's just one of the most classic movies in general. And Roman Polanski is a dirtbag. Yeah. But does that mean that if I listen to him, I'm supporting him and I'm making him money and I'm supporting his habits? Or am I just enjoying art from an artist who I don't agree with? and so man, I'm torn on this question because there's
and you don't have to have the answer.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. But it's always thought provoking, just thinking about that stuff. Yeah, I love it.
Why music?
Why music?
Why not underwater basket weaving or journalism or whatever?
Well, journalism, because I am dyslexic and I can't read. But I think I've said it a couple times. It's just music's where I feel more comfortable. It's where I feel like myself. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who don't know, who don't really know who I am because I'm super awkward outside and outside in kind of the world, and like I try to. Sometimes I'm like really good with like conversating with people, and there's sometimes where I look at you and I have no fucking, I have no clue what to say. It's like, and it's nothing that's like, it's not anything wrong with me or anything wrong with anybody else. It's just a situation.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel uncomfortable, and you know, anxiety and all that stuff. It gets to me, but not when I'm on stage, because on stage I'm Mylo. I'm a different person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I don't know. It also comes across in my name. So for those who don't know, I changed my name I have a stage name.
Yeah, pseudonym.
It's my real name is not Mylo Sonder. But there's a period in my time that I chose to do something a little bit different. Or to make my life the way that I wanted to live it more than the way that others wanted to live it. And I was at such a low point that the person that I felt that I was someone named Mylo or Mylo S.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to use that as my stage name. It's Mylo, Mylo S period. So it's my lowest point.
Mm-hmm.
And then the name Sonder is because of it's my favorite word, even though it's not technically a word in the alphabet, but it's in the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. I don't know if you know what that is.
I don't.
It's they're a collection of words that describe a vast meaning.
Yeah.
So Sonder means that every person that you've interacted with is living a life as full and vivid as my own. And so I could be I'm going to drive home tonight. There's going to be 30 cars, and 30 cars have 30 different individuals who have, were born, have lived all the way up, and then and I will never meet them. That's their little cameo in my life. But it's one of the most humbling things to be like, no, this is not just me. Yeah, it's not just me out here. I need to really understand that I am. I need to not be so selfish. To not be.
I have that feeling often.
Yeah. No, it's all the time, and especially if you just like sit and think about stuff for like a little bit too long. You're just, man, we really are just like really small in the universe. If you just but if you haven't got a chance, check out Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. There's a bunch of really, really cool words in there that describe kind of vast thoughts like that. That I love.
And thank you for describing your stage name. I was gonna ask about it, but you did anyways.
I'm glad, and I hopefully people will get the meaning behind it, because I have a lot of people asking about it, and why would change your name? It's like it's a long story, dude. Yeah, I'm glad I could do it in that little morsel without having gory details.
What's something that people don't normally know about you?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty. I don't even say open. But I feel like I wear kind of just myself on my sleeve. But I
guess the martial arts thing might be something.
I mean, yeah. I have taken some martial arts from a Mr. Miyagi, a Mexican Mr. Miyagi, and named Tony Tiger. Shout out to Tony, because he's the man. But yeah, so I've done that. I don't know.
Would you say that he's great?
Oh, he is great, man. He's fantastic. I love that dude.
I had to make the pun.
Yeah, no, hey, look, I appreciate it. I'm sure Tony doesn't, but it's fine. It's fine. He don't know where you are, so he won't cry chop you in half. But well, I'm sorry. What was the question before that?
The martial arts thing.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that? I guess.
Well, so it was weird, because Tony and I both worked at Tower. I used to work at Tower Theater.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, it was it was a fun time, and I was there for about a year and a half. But Tony was one of the security guards, and I'm telling you, this guy, he is, he's a pretty, he's a kind of a short Mexican man. Usually has like a great mustache, like smiling all the time, super happy to everybody. The ladies love him. I swear to God, I don't know how he does it, but he pulls more ladies than I've ever seen anyone do, and he doesn't do anything. He's just doing his job, and people come up and they start flirting with him. It's incredible, but he's
that BDE.
Yeah, he is. I don't know what he's got, but it's insane.
That is big dick energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I should have known the abbreviations because I have so much big dick energy. This is a lie. Anyway, but Tony was actually like we were just talking. We're talking about martial arts stuff, and he could tell like how passionate I was about martial arts, and I had taken some classes and stuff like that, but I never really got into it.
Yeah,
I really wish I did, but it's just like I don't know. It honestly, I think it was just more music. I just put more time into music, and so he's like, "Hey, why don't you come work out with me?" Okay, go over to his house and we worked out, and it was he beat the snot out of me, like we used we used like basically kendo swords,
practice swords,
yeah, and so we would do that, and so your arms hurt. Then after a while, he kind of taught me how to do boxing, and also kind of like simple grabs and stuff like that. Stuff that he's kind of learned throughout the years, and he's he's a champion in karate and in jiu-jitsu, and like knows 100 martial arts, and he has a book that's signed by Danny DeSoto, who, if you don't know who he is the Bruce Lee's like pupil and everything. So he's about this life, and he's taught. I see him as a big mentor for mine also. But then just like the fact that we just do martial arts, and people don't realize that I know how to do any of the stuff I do. And then I can't remember who the friend was, but I was out hanging out with two of my buddies, and someone had just like made a joke. It's like, oh, because we were just talking about like, yeah, I'm working out with this guy, blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, well, I bet you can do it because I look like I do. I look super scrawny and not being able to fight anybody. And he did something, and I put him in just like a simple, not really an arm bar, but just kind of like a simple grab that kind of puts his arm at a disadvantage to me. And he goes, okay,
yeah.
So you actually do kind of know something. Oh, that was a great feeling. But
yeah. But the better part about it is I mean, I only know sword fighting, so it's like the smallest bit for it. But like kind of listening to like Joe Rogan and stuff is like the more you do it, the more you feel like you don't want to get into fights with people.
Yeah, well, yeah. I would say that I always have this kind of just like, I've never been in like, as an adult, I've never been in like a real fight. And so there's always like that weird kind of like brain. I was like, all right, someone jumps out at me. Like, what do I want to do? And I think about that stuff like all the time. I always have like backup plans for, how to escape and everything. And it's just, but yeah, it's like you don't want to get in the fight, but the fact that like you can defend yourself, it to me, I just think is probably one of the most rewarding things. It's just like, hey, look, you might be bigger than me, but I'm not going down without at least making it hurt a little bit. So,
sure. Yeah. All right. Oh, geez, this might just be a long one.
Yeah, it looks like
switching gears.
Okay.
And let's see if I doubt it, but let's see. Yeah, if we can make this shorter, but we won't. Okay. What is the role of spirituality or religion in your life?
So, grew up Southern Baptist. My mom is still very much in that mindset. my dad too, but I think he's a little bit more open than about that stuff. My mom's not open. She's just she was just raised a different way. And a bunch of my really good friends I've met through playing worship music, and I believe that there is a reason for that I was there and I played that stuff. And even though I don't particularly go to church, I don't really care for the church environment. I've worked in churches so much that like it once you kind of see it, you can't unsee it, and it's hard to really get like to really feel like the people are genuine still. And that really sucks because I know that there's genuine people out there. It's mostly the head of churches and stuff like that always kind of cause issues. But when it comes to God and stuff, I think about I just am a deep person, so I think about that stuff all the time. I think about 65% of the time that we're really just in a simulation. If I'm honest, I was just like, dude, this is just weird. like there's just stuff that happens. It's just like that's just weird, man. Like that doesn't make any sense. But in everything, I think that energy is the one common factor that every religion, every thought process has to deal with, is that there's energy. And where it goes after it dies, who knows? But I know, at least for myself, I see kind of like how it kind of flows with stuff. You start to, I don't know. Well, if you start to roll with the punches, you start to see kind of you kind of see more of what I think you're supposed to see. I should say. Some people might think that's God showing you the way, or some people might just be like, that's just coincidence. But to me, I just feel like there's something pushing me to do certain things. And whether it's right or wrong, it's always a lesson. And so I can at least learn something from what's going on around me. So those are my super in-depth thoughts on that one.
Well, going on with it, what is your definition of God?
I mean, that here's the thing is like, again, I'm like, there's sometimes where that like the other part of me is like, if there's a God out there, I think what I think that people really miss out on is like, especially if there is a God, is like, I think that he's a teacher. I don't think that he is a fixer. I don't think that he's a genie. I don't think that there's you could do anything to tell him like, please do this for me, and I'll do this. And there's nothing that you could give him that he doesn't already have. So, but I feel that if again, this is all kind of like an if standing, but if there is a God, if there is something out there, I feel it's more of a teacher. It shows you like, this is this is a problem. How are you going to fix it? And using the hands that that you have, and doing those situations you have, and you move with what is kind of kind of where he's pointing you. And like, and if it's a bad move, then at least like hey, that was a bad move. Hey, so I'm not gonna do that next time. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do something else. I want to make it better.
I like that. Is free will an illusion? I try to stay away from yes or no questions, but there's no other way to word that one.
Is free will an illusion? I think so. No, I'm not. I don't think it's an illusion. I think that free will is the reason why things happen. It like I was saying about the energy. That's the push for it to go one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's it's the rock in your stream.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you going to go around this rock? I only go to the left, you go to the right. But yeah. So I don't believe that we don't have free will. I think that situations actually dictate that you need to have free will in order for it to be accomplished.
Cool. How do you determine what good behavior is?
Honestly, the one thing that I think everybody should learn from the Bible is the first, like, it's just like, do unto others the way that you want to do unto you. If everybody was
that
just,
existed before the Bible, too.
I know, but I'm saying, like, if there's one thing that people need to pick up from that book, it's that one phrase. I think could solve a lot more problems. Because once you realize that the person that you were hurting is a person, that the pain that they share, you also have the same pain that you could be sharing, and you realize that, okay, I'm not going to just, like, I don't know, just don't be a jackass. Honestly, it kind of comes down to it, where it's just like, I don't want anybody else to hurt.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't want my decisions to affect someone else's life in a way that hurts them. Yeah. I would want to enrich people rather than tear them down.
Exactly. How do we reduce the division?
How do we reduce the division between
well, I usually frame this question with the context of politics nowadays. Okay. But also in general.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, when it comes to politics, I think that people need to realize that no matter what side that they're on, they don't really live the life that you live. A politician has his own agendas. He has his own family to feed, and has his own desires and wants. And that, yes, he could be representing something for you that you want, but to put all of your faith and all of your trust into a single person or a collective of people, which is the biggest part of that is people. Yeah. That it is not that's going to end up hurting more than not getting your way. Yeah. Because now you are just a commodity for them to buy. Or they are just, you are just a number to them. Yeah. And if we want to go by numbers here, we outnumber them quite a bit. Yeah. So I just don't think that people should put focus into the division of us, like, oh, you're that color, you're that race, you're that sex, you're that, fill in blank here. It'd be like, you're a person, I'm a person, that's a person. Let's take the people and say that, hey, the things that divide us are not going to divide us anymore, because we outnumber you. We know that if we like stand together as a unit, as a group, as a people, then there's nothing that anybody else can do. Yeah. In all honesty.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you. I'm going for the Oscar.
How do you live with or against the selfishness that pervades American culture?
Well, I think everyone is inherently a selfish person. I think that's I don't think it could be considered a flaw, because I think that it has to do, you do have to have a little bit of selfishness for self-preservation and stuff like that. And understand that sometimes selfish isn't the it isn't the automatic sin. that people say that selfishness is a sin. I don't fully believe that. I think that through selfishness you could commit sins. You can commit actions against other people.
Yeah.
But there could be there could be logical reasons why you are selfish. Like, let's say, I don't know, maybe it's that yourself. You okay, you just met this girl. You're hitting it off, it's great, everything's going well, but she says something and you realize that in that moment it's not going to be, you don't want this relationship. You are not on the same page with that stuff. It is selfish for you because you're saying, I don't want this. I don't want to be in this relationship. But because of your selfishness, you are being upfront and being like, this is not going to be what you want. So here, let's stop this. Let's break away and do whatever, and then you can go and do whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, and if it's heartbreaking or whatever, you can at least know that you didn't waste all this other time or all this other things because you were selfless with yourself to someone else who either didn't deserve it or just isn't compatible.
Yeah. That's an interesting way of framing it. I like that. So trying to pull us, and you also answered another question, so that worked out.
I'm just on fire tonight.
So bringing it up out of the morass of sadness and political
deep breath.
Yeah. What are you optimistic about for our future?
I'm really optimistic about. I know that some people will see like young, the younger Gen. What was it? Gen Z. Is that is that the newest ones that aren't millennials? I think that people see them as, kind of wanting kids or kind of kids, but I see that there's a lot more I can't remember I can't say the word. They accept so much more than pretty much any other, like, I think any generation in history, because they've been brought up now with just like, it doesn't matter, gay, straight, black, white, tall, short, whatever. We don't care as long as you're not a bad person. And that is kind of, and you kind of see that in the ways that they like talk about each other, or like weird like memes, or like if you go on TikTok, then you see stuff and you're just like, that's actually like kind of cool that like that's trending. Like I can't. There's a lot. I see a lot of like kids who do big things for people who are less fortunate than them, like classes that come together and like get shoes for a kid who doesn't have enough money to get shoes, and but like they know that he wants shoes, or just kind of like a feeling of togetherness. Also, I see that a lot of kids are becoming way more handy with stuff because of the internet. I saw this, like, there's this kind of like story on TikTok. It's like, broken in parts about these kids. I don't know what age they are. I don't know anything about, I just know that it's these kind of like high school kids that their school bought, like had a school bus, and they're all coming together and they're making it a house. And it's just like a collection. Cool. There's like a collection of like 6 kids who are doing everything, and it looks good. Like they're measuring, everything. They're using the tools. They're cleaning everything. They're making sure that it looks good. And you just see that like kids are just they're figuring stuff out the way like I wish I would. And I think it's because the internet is so prevalent. Yeah.
No, that's good. What makes you content?
like what relaxes me or just like what I just do something. I'm just like I'm just happy.
The question used to be what makes you happy, but then Jarvik said that happiness is overrated, and so I had to tweak it.
Oh, Jarvix. But what makes me content
or happy?
Yeah,
answer it however you want to.
I mean, to be quite honest, like my dogs, like my little family that I have, you know, it's to me, it's family is more than just like your immediate, like mom, dad, brother, sister, girlfriend, wife, whatever. To me, it's like it's your tribe. It's the group that you can count on when you can't count on anybody else.
Yeah.
And to me, I don't have a lot of super close friends. I have a lot of friends that I'm close with, but I wouldn't say that like I'm the closest to more than 3 or 4 people.
Sure.
And it's just like going, like hanging out at my house, like watching a movie, hanging out with my dogs. Cause also that's like my dogs are like, especially my dog Buster. Like he's helped me through some dark stuff. And so, and he's like, he's my absolute best friend. Yeah. And so like just sitting there hanging out, playing music with my friends and not worrying about everything else. Just like being in the moment and realizing that, hey, everything is okay. The sun's going to come out tomorrow, regardless if you have rent money or not.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So a few more, not quite as happy as those. I should probably reorder them.
Okay. That's fine. I took a deep breath. I'm going to
you're good.
Dive right back down in. When
will you be satisfied?
I won't. I think to be satisfied is something that I don't think is truly obtainable for people who really for people, because I feel like as soon as you reach a goal, you start to see and you want to go for the next goal because you're always looking for the next thing. I think if I am satisfied, it will be whenever I'm old. I'm old and I've made it to 80, 90 years old. I have, great grandkids and stuff. And I just know that I did the best life that I lived the best life that I could live for myself. Yeah. And then I'll be satisfied. Sure. Will I be satisfied with how my life completely turned out? I have no clue. I hope I will. I hope I don't have any regrets. But I think if I make it up to that age, I think maybe that's probably when I'll be satisfied. Yeah.
One more from Mac. What's the point?
What's the point in everything?
However you want to answer it.
Well, I could just be a dick and say 42, but
nice.
Hopefully people will get that joke. But I honestly just think the point is that to find something to find the things that make that in your life that makes you happy, and basically just live your life as best as you can, hurting very little people. It
only hurting small people.
Only hurting tiny people, not midgets, just tiny people. I'm talking like 5 foot. You're 5 foot, fuck you. I'm kidding. I'm also short, so I can't say anything. But yeah, I just think the point is, we're here. Take what time you got left and be happy with it, and try not to be a dick to anybody else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, what advice do you have for people?
I mean, I have a lot of sayings that I get from my dad, especially. And he, you know, I mean, the biggest ones that like I always keep coming back to is like, you know, the sun's going to come tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you take one step after another. It's that simple thing that, yes, you've heard it a million times. Yes, you've like you. It's really hard to see yourself like. If you're down in this pit, it's hard to see yourself come back up.
Yeah.
But I always think that it's kind of relieving to realize that no matter what's happened in my life, the world is going to continue turning.
Yeah.
The sun's going to come up tomorrow. You know, people are going to go about their day. And my trouble in 3 years, I might still have, you know, that problem. But I'm going to be in a different situation in 3 years. I'm going to be in a different situation in 2 months. Mm-hmm. Like it's just always realizing that the end is never really the end. You just got to keep on going.
Exactly. And then lastly, cake or pie?
I'm a cake guy.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. It's not that I don't like pie, but if you get me, this is the most revealing thing about me. If you get me a chocolate cake with cherry icing, I will lose my mind. I get that every year for my birthday, and I love it. I don't know what it is about that particular cake. I love just chocolate cake with cherry icing.
Heck yeah. Next Pabu show, guys.
Oh,
No, I'm saying next Pabu show, listeners, bring Mylo chocolate cake with cherry icing.
If you do, or cupcakes, I accept cupcakes as well.
Yes.
But if you do that, I swear I will love each and every one of you. Also, just come see Pabu play because I think we're pretty fun.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this with me.
Absolutely, man. I had a blast. I don't get to talk about all this stuff at length, like rapid fire. It's great. I like it.
Where can we find you and your things?
So, you can find me on Instagram. That's mainly kind of what I use, but it's MyLopon. It's Mylo's Point.
Yes.
It's Mylo S Point. That's it. I'm sorry. I can't even do my own Instagram. Mylo S Point on Instagram.
There's some stuff that like looks better than it does saying it out loud.
Yeah. No, yeah. It really does. And then if you want to follow my band, Pabu, we're on all social media, you know, Pabu Band, you know, Pabu the Band. And we're also on Spotify.
Yeah.
We just hit 111 followers on Spotify, which is like in the first week, and it's just like, woo, dang, dude. So we have one song out called Afternoon. Well, if you check us out, we got YouTube, we got Twitter, we got Facebook. You know, hit us up. We're all there.
Heck yeah. No, it's all great. When's the next show?
So we have
this goes up on Thursday, by the way. So we haven't announced the next show yet. We have a couple that are lined up, but aren't. We haven't confirmed it. Okay. But I'm pretty sure our next show is going to be in March. But we have a website too, and we always make sure that we keep our Instagram up to date on all of our shows and all of our other things. So if you would like to check us out, just hit on our social media. We'll make sure that you know when we're playing. Heck yeah. And once again, thank you so much. This is so much fun.
Thank you for having me, Santiago. I had a blast.
So I'm Santiago Ramones.
I'm Mylo Sonder.
You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music, which you can like santiagoramones.com/music. There's all my stuff. I updated the link to my Machination stuff, which is what my master's recital was. And there's so much going on with Power Cycle right now. So
I'm excited.
Oh yeah. So we have a show. Crap, is that Monday? I know it's a Monday show, but like I don't do the booking for the Jazz Lab.
Yeah. Hey man, Play when and wherever you can.
Right. So yeah, Monday, February 3rd, 7:30 at the Jazz Lab. We're going to make some weird, crazy noises at you. I'm going to say profanities and it's going to feedback. And then that same day, our first album will come out, which is Too Many Damn Cables. It's entirely improvised music. Like, it's just recordings from rehearsals where we were just dicking around, and it's stuff that we're really proud of. And so,
well, heck yeah, man, you convinced me. I'm ready. Let's go.
So first single's out right now, but which is A Beginner's Guide to Arcane Summoning.
Is it on all
yes,
streaming
it's
platforms?
on all the everything.
See, I do that. I just kind of DOS
Thank you. But yeah, Too Many Damn Cables out February 3rd on all of the things. So yeah. And then Power Cycle music on everything. So yeah, I was in the podcast with my 3 things. They shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails. It's going to be okay. I might be wrong.